You know, what's crazy to me is, I just saw this somewhere, I think it was on Facebook. It said, your biggest fan is a stranger, and your biggest hater is someone you know. I mean, if you really think about that, that's pretty ass backwards, and it's pretty wild. At the end of the day, people are going to say something, whether you're sitting on the couch or making millions. Someone is always going to say something, right? And at the end of the day, none of that matters. It's just all bullshit. It's just all for people to get attention. It's for people to distract you, just to say something, just to be heard. Whether it's right, wrong, whether it's a fact, whether it's a truth, whether it's a lie, people just want to be heard. So you got to be able to sift through that bullshit, because at the end of the day, people are going to talk. And it's not always going to be good talk. So you got to keep moving forward. You got to keep pressing. You got to have a reason why you're getting through it, because you got to understand this. We're all human. So there's days that we're going to get, want to give up, want to stop, not have motivation, get bogged down, just be tired. Whatever the case may be, lose interest. You got to go back to the reason why, what makes you tick, why you started, how far you came, your reason why. And my reason why is my son. I mean that little boy is just so sacred to me, and he's behind every decision that I make. And it's very important to have a why. If you don't have one, get one. I mean, it shouldn't be that hard to find a why, whether it's family, friend, aunts, uncles, co-worker, a role model, something. You just do it for you, ultimately, but you got to have something that'll pull you through the tough times, because I know there's a lot of us that get beat down, get depressed, and it may seem like you're alone. It may seem like you're in a dark place in your mind, but and it's hard when you're in the mud, in the thick of it, to see the light at the end of the tunnel. But always remember, someone's watching. Someone is always watching, whether that be your reason why, a role model, someone that looks up to you. You have to keep going. There's light at the end of that tunnel. You just have to keep pumping those legs, and you got to keep getting through it. Tough times don't last. Tough people do. And I know it's a corny quote that we've all heard, but that applies, especially in a lot of situations that a lot of us go through. Like, especially when you're going through hell, you just don't stop in hell. Now you're fucked. You got to keep going. You got to keep pushing through that. You got to change your mindset. The biggest thing is to stay active. Activity, being active and constant activity will get you through a bad time, whether it's depression or whatever the case may be. You'll get through it. You just got to keep going. You got to have that reason why. And you got to have that out in front of you. You can't just think about it one time. I can't just think about my son one time and then be like, okay, cool, and then forget about it in a week. This is something that has to be a constant reminder in front of your face. Whether it's on the back of your phone, a screensaver, a picture at work, whatever the case may be, make sure your reason why is always out in front of you as a constant reminder as to why you started and where you're headed. Let's go 1%. You know what time it is.